Hey fam, I pray everybody is keeping safe and warm. I have a somewhat of a personal story that I want to share, okay? And I'm just going to jump right in. All right, I remember being in a season where nothing looked wrong on the outside, but everything fell off on the inside. I was praying more, trying to do better, trying to live cleaner. But the closer I got to God, the more complicated certain relationships became. Not arguments, no blow ups, just tension, little comments, side jokes, questions that didn't feel innocent anymore. And I couldn't figure out why. Here's what it looked like. You say you're tired, they say you're doing too much. You set one boundary, they act like you change. Or you stop arguing and they accuse you of being distant. And every time you tried to grow, they will pull you back to the version of you that made them comfortable. Not because they hated you, but because your growth exposed what they didn't want to face. And the wild part is, they still expect access to you without respecting who you were becoming. So you start questioning yourself. Am I being dramatic? Or am I being too serious now? Or shoot, am I tripping? And instead of listening to what God is showing you, you keep explaining yourself to people who already decided not to understand you. And one day it finally hit me. I was growing in faith, and they were growing in wickedness. Not obvious wickedness, subtle stuff, manipulation, mockery disguised as humor, and control masked as they were concerned. But once I saw that clearly, I could not unsee it. See, this is the part where we get messed up. We think love means tolerance. We think patient means staying stuck. We think faith means enduring what God is trying to remove. Okay, so we keep praying for peace while ignoring the pressure in our spirit. But discomfort isn't always the enemy. Sometimes it's the signal. Jesus says, every branch that bears fruit, he prunes it so it may bear more fruit. That means God doesn't cut you because you're failing. He cuts because you're fruitful. And I'm going to tell you something. Pruning hurts because it's precise. God doesn't just remove people randomly. He removes what's interfering with what he's growing. That's why God didn't rush the separation. He let me see patterns. He let me notice cycles. He let me get tired of explaining myself all the time. Because clarity that comes too fast doesn't last long. But clarity that comes through experience, that sticks. I didn't leave angry. I didn't even leave bitter. I left aware. Later, not in the moment, but later, I could finally see it. I wasn't losing love, I was losing blindness. God didn't just answer my prayers, He sharpened my discernment. So if you're in a season where your growth is misunderstood, your boundaries are being questioned, or your peace is treated like a threat, listen, hear this. You're not cold, you're not heartless, and you're not imagining things. Your eyes are open. God has gave you spiritual eyes. And once God opened your eyes, you don't go back to pretending you don't see anything, okay? You don't go back and pretend you don't see. Family, if this resonates with you, please give this video a like and drop me something in the comments. And until next time, keep your head up, your hands up, and let it resonate.